energy level coming off that trip and how Friday was a little bit of a slow practice. How proud of you or the effort that they showed in a game like that was as physical as it was to battle it out for 40 minutes?
Yeah, this is a tough game to play, this first one back from the West Coast, especially when it's an early one. And, I thought the loose balls were going in Ohio State's favor in that first half. And the biggest thing we talked about at halftime was the rebounding and taking care of the basketball. And I think we gave up 3 offensive rebounds and had 2 turnovers in the second half. And similar to what happened at Washington, our only turnover was when we let the shot clock run out on the last possession. So, I'd like to see it more consistent for 40 minutes. I thought, and listen, they're physical. They wore through screens. They denied the elbows. It's what they do. So for us to flip and take care of the basketball like we did in the second half, and then our guys, I thought, made a couple of really good plays. Connor gets the second chance point, the offensive rebound off 2 feet, and then Andrew Morgan may have made the play of the game, diving on the floor and then getting the layup on the back end of it. And, I thought our edge defensively, I know I talk about that, and I use that word a lot, but our edge in the second half was where we needed it, and we did a good job of coming away with a lot of those 50-50 balls. And, I'm just proud of the guys for continuing to go out there and fight and battle. We're not doing it the same way every night. We got off to a hot start. Thought that last 10 minutes we were stagnant. Some of that had to do with Juwan's foul trouble. And he's so important to this team in what we do on both ends of the floor. And when he went out with that second, and then Raleigh picked up his second, I just thought we got a little bit stagnant out there. But, you look at Bryce's, obviously what he's doing offensively, but his 10 rebounds, that's what makes me happy, and that's what gets me excited. As far as Burke, he's twisted it pretty good. So, we don't know exactly what it is yet. We'll reevaluate him in the morning. But, the early, diagnosis, it's a pretty good sprain.
What does that do for you, momentum? What kind of boost does that get when guys are hitting the deck for loose balls and making that hustle plays? How does that translate?
Yeah, it's huge. And, Sam made one even on the offensive end where the ball was going out of bounds, and he, did the Dennis Rodman layout, tap it back in bounds to keep the possession alive. And, those are huge. Not only were there turnovers in the first half, but they were pick 6 turnovers. And, when you can get a shot on the board, you can get your transition defense in order and get set up. And, we had one mix-up in transition, but, for the most part, I thought we did a solid job in the second half, and a big part of that was taking care of the basketball. And let me just go back to Burke for a minute. I mean, that was his best game in a Husker uniform. He's been great defensively for us, phenomenal. And you look from an analytics standpoint, he's as important as anybody defensively. But, a matter of time before he started hitting some shots, and I'm sick that, he may be out here for a little bit because of the way that he shot the basketball, 3 of 6, 15 points, continuing to rebound, battle in the post. So, we're playing the biggest front line, not great timing for us, biggest front line in the league with Queen and with Reese. In this next one, we may have to be ready to go a little big, with Andrew and with Braxton out there. These guys obviously are as talented as anybody, and they're playing great basketball right now. But, today was a huge win for us, this Ohio State team. I know we talked about it. They're hot. They won 4 or 5. Their only loss being at Illinois, where I think they're up 13 in the second half, and that includes a win at Purdue. So this is a huge win for our team, for our program, and we can't be satisfied. We got to keep building. We got to keep pushing, and got a big one coming up on Thursday.
How impressive is that from Juwan when you have kind of a disjointed game like that with the foul trouble? That I think plus minus was plus 19 for him.
Yeah, and when he picked up his third pretty quick in the in the second half as well, and we had a decision to make, but he'd made a couple of really good plays for us, and we decided to roll with it. We gambled on it, and we're thankful he didn't end up picking up his fourth. We switched the matchup a little bit to get him off their driver, their aggressive player, because I knew they were going to go at him to try to draw his fourth. But yeah, he did a good job staying on the floor.
You mentioned the past 2 games just adjusting out of halftime and being a lot better in certain areas. Just how important of a trait is that for winning teams to have to be able to settle at halftime, come out and be able to fix certain things?
Yeah, it's different things where you have to come out and throw the first punch, whether you're up, whatever it is, 5-10, or whether you're down 5 or 10, which are the last 2 games. I think we were 10 at Washington and 5 tonight, and you got to come out and be the aggressor in the second half because it can turn. In Wisconsin, it turned. We were down 12 at half, and that thing got up to 20. But in a matter of 3 or 4 possessions. So, just you got to come out, whatever it is. And if you're up double digits, you can't let a team come out and get back and get confident. We were still down 8, I think when Connor made that play and when Andrew made that big play as well, which started that, I think, 8-0 run for us. And then finally we got the lead. I think Bryce maybe hit a shot. Seamus. Sorry, Seamus. So anyway, you know, it was a good response by our guys. You know, there's no head hanging going on out there. And again, if we continue to go out there and fight, that's all you can ask your guys. I mean, we had that losing streak. There were some games we played actually pretty well and we lost, and that'll happen in this league. So, you know, right now we just got to keep this momentum. Crowd was absolutely phenomenal. You know, so thankful to have, you know, a fan base like we do that's there every game. You know, win or lose, they've continued to come, and they were a huge factor in that win today.
What's been the difference, especially in these past 4 games, just executing in the last 3 or 4 minutes, which you've done?
Yeah, I mean, you know, early on we had some games that were really tight that we ended up pulling away from. I know they weren't 1 or 2 possession games, but, you know, I give our guys credit for their execution to pull away, you know, at the end of some close games early in the season. And, you know, Indiana was a close game down the stretch, but we pulled away and ended up winning, I think, 14. Oregon State was a tight one, and, you know, we executed well down the stretch. But yeah, well, I mean, obviously we found a guy that's got it going right now, and it's, you know, Bryce isn't being a pig out there. He's not going out and shooting the ball every time. He's making the right play. He's getting in the pocket. He's making the shake pass. He hit Sam on an exit where he curled it and got fouled, and we scored there. He's just making the right play, and you know he's playing, you know, arguably as well as anybody. Well, hell, he got the award for the best player in the country last week. So, you know, but he's doing it without being selfish, and he's just making winning plays.
Braxton gave you some pretty good minutes, 7 minutes in that first half, and some free throws.
Yeah, sure did. He makes 3, and Connor misses a 1-1. I mean, you know, But yeah, listen. Believe it or not, we do work on free throws. I know, you know, people they get on you about it when you're not making them and everything. I think it was 18 to 21 at the line today, and Connor, you know, one of the best free throw shooters in the nation a year ago, you know, missed one of those. I think Juwan missed a pair, but, you know, it was great to see Braxton get up there and knock down some shots and be aggressive in the paint when he got the ball down low. We're going to need him. You know, we're going to need Braxton down low. We're going to need everybody. Kale gave us a couple good possessions out there. Aaron, you know, got out there tonight. So, you know, it's just a matter of when your name's called, go out there and make an impact. And I'm proud of Braxton for what he brought us today. Thanks, guys.